Hello everyone! Today, I'm going to teach you how to construct an for the chest and fold it into two. Place it on the marking where the edges facing upward. Then, on the right side of your open face placket. Slash the opening down from the back neck at the center back up to the end, leaving 1/8 inch from the marking uncut. Turn the facing to the wrong side. So this is now your open face placket. Now let us attach the front facing by stitching 3/8 on the neckline. Place pins to hold the facing while sewing. Make a slash cut on the stitch neckline in order to avoid puckering. Turn the facing to the wrong side. Join the shoulder by putting together the facing and the shoulder and pin base. Make sure that the shoulder line meets. Stitch the shoulder using plain seam on the seam allowance. Do it on the other side. Repeat the procedure in attaching the facing on the front part of the dress. You can also burn the raw edges of the side seams to avoid raveling. Of the facing as well as the side bodies and make a blanket stitch in order not to move the facing. To make it more look attractive, you can place a ribbon by getting a piece of cloth with a width of 4.5 inches and a length of 5.5 inches to make a rectangular shape. Then color. and stitch about 1/2 inch make a hand stitch. Attach the ribbon on the center of the trimmings and make a hand stitch.